What's up, Rubits? Little Big Robots back with another video. Today I'm going to be looking at another BMC haul. BMC Toys, in case you didn't know, makes toy soldiers and other kind of toy soldier-like things. And so what I did is I purchased first their Sherman tank a while ago. Let me grab that real quick. This was their Sherman that I bought, which I absolutely loved. It was one of my top toys of 22. It's very simple. No wheels, just solid plastic. Now this one is from one of their lines that is made in China. But BMC / Timmee toys, which I will link in the description, has lines that are, of course, made completely in the USA. So most of their lines are made in the USA in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is fantastic. I have always been on the lookout for toys made in the USA so that we can have a backup when you know, chains break down or whatever, or God forbid something else happen in the world that prevents us from getting our toys on time. So I just got a random assortment, but one thing I wanted to point out here I thought was really great. So there's the Sherman that I reviewed before and I loved, absolutely loved. Here's the equipment. I got this equipment. It's like random office equipment and stuff of a certain scale for Army men. They do offer different scales, so if you are buying from BMC or Timmee Toys, make sure you check the scales. They have links and filters on there. So this would have been, and some of them are roughly, so 132 scale roughly. So you might get something that's 124 and it doesn't work, and et cetera, et cetera. So what I typically do is, I think I was going for pretty much 124 scale stuff. So we'll see what I've got here. I don't really care about the scale stuff. So I bought some of their new women's figures. What was great about this is there was a little girl who basically wrote to BMC and said, I'd like to see female figures. So they made some. I'll take a look at that. I got some additional playset parts. You might recognize some of these, and I'll go over their history in just a minute. This I thought was fun. If you go to their sale page, you can get a random stuff like this. Was like $5 or something. It's a little building with damage. So that'd be fun to look at. And then, of course, I had to get some boats. I want to see if they float. But this big guy is what I wanted to talk about mostly today, and why this is kind of a big deal to me. Now, I would have to say, let me see if I can get a good picture of that. Well, I'd have to say that whenever I do videos, excuse me, I'm still recovering from a spring illness. Whenever I do videos, I'd say that probably 25% of what I do here is nostalgia based. I'm not a big nostalgia guy. I'm definitely nostalgic about stuff, but that's not why I like toys. I enjoy toys because they're wonderful artifacts of innocence, and I just love the idea of the history of toys. I've looked into a lot of that. I've read a lot about that. And I was on their site and I saw this and I thought, that's interesting. What is it about that it is so familiar? Right, this tank, now the barrel got a little bent, but not too bad. I could straighten that out. I was like, that is so familiar. And then I saw this flap part in the back, and I instantly had a sense memory about this particular part. So I wanted to show you on their site here, and you can check it out. I'll just read this to you real quick. Let me read where... okay, so I saw this, I'm looking it up, and then I read this on their site, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit because I was wondering why this was so familiar to me. Bottled after the M41 Walker Bulldog Light Tank Processed Plastic Company, Timmee Toys parent company, so I believe Processed Plastic owned Timmee Toys. I can't remember the whole history. It's on their site, so if you want to go check it out. First produced this tank, this mold, in 1983, and described it often as an M60 tank. The figures were first produced as SWAT police in the late 1970s. An extra bonus, a sticker sheet, is included with stars, flags, and the classic Timmee serial numbers. So this is roughly 1/48 scale, right? So this is, when I read that this is the original kind of mold and toy that was produced around 1983. Some of the figures that came with it were produced around in the 70s. I knew that was because in 83 I would have been 9 years old, and I specifically remember that tank. So I thought that was just such a nice little moment that reminded me that as you're looking for toys, you often have to kind of just research a little bit, and you'll find stuff that you don't even remember, that you no longer remember, but then when you see it, you instantly remember. So here's the figures that came with it. Obviously, these are a little bit larger than your standard Army Men, just a bit. Not sure that it's 1/48 scale. I thought it'd be quite a bit larger than that, but I could be wrong. These are more like 1/24th, and I wanted to show, I've actually got a, this is a Hexagear, and he's 1/24th scale. So those have got to be 130 something, right? 130 something. But still, I thought that looked kind of cool. You could actually use that with your Hexagear. If you took this guy out here, even, you could probably even take him out and put him in there. Pretty cool. So, Army Men and stuff like these Timmee toys are great, maybe even for customization. So, there's some really nice details in these molds. I like that they're not perfect. I like that they're not this detailed, because these guys are like 20-something bucks a piece. These are under a few dollars for several. There's a charm to them that I just think is great, and they'll last for a long time. And if you break them or whatever, like another toy, you could easily recycle them. So that's the tank that I had a real nostalgia for, and I just thought was really, really fun. I love the classic green. I try to get everything in the classic green if I can. But they also have some space creatures and stuff like that on there that are really, really fun. That I recognized, and that came from the original mold as well back then. And let's take a look at the boats next, because the boats I thought looked really fun. I need to test them out in water and see if they float. I thought that would be funny. I don't remember having these boats. These don't look familiar to me. Gives you an idea of where to place the stickers. But these were dirt cheap. These were really, really cheap. Look, even the engine moves. So that's really cool. I'm betting you can even take it off if you wanted to customize it. There's some information in there. What does that say? Can we see that? My poor glasses. Timmee Toys, processed plastic company. My grandma. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I mean, it's not a bad little model too if you look at it. And I believe that's about the size you're gonna get. Let's see. You might be a little smaller. You might use a slightly smaller one. So I think it'd be fun to have different scales and take a look at the different scales that they offer. This is really interesting here. Real simple design. Again, you can actually pull the tabs. I remember as a kid, I was telling my wife, another sense memory I had is here, you have these tabs you can press. And I think I remember doing that as a kid and taking this thing apart, at least in some way. So kind of fun, kind of neat that they're not using like crazy glues and stuff, that might be toxic or anything. I mean, plastic is not exactly, but the good thing about these toys is you can literally have these for your entire life. I could have some from when I was a kid and still be playing with them if I wanted to. Really, really cool. Here's the last boat. I thought this one was the best just because it's just a standard, Makes for a fun display. I really, really, really like that. I really like that. And again, very inexpensive. I thought this was interesting. They have these great little additional parts that are just kind of like background pieces. Play pieces for like battle scenes and fun stuff. There's entire channels I see that all they do is they set these up and animate them and stuff and build little battles, and it's really, really cute. I'm not a excuse me, I am not a children's channel, so I don't do that stuff. But let's see how you assemble this. I think okay, you see the little slot here? It's kind of interesting. I didn't know they had it. See this little slot? There's a little section there. There you go. So again, I mean, you could even use these in wargaming and stuff like that. I imagine you could customize them if you wanted to. Just put that like that. What was this? Trash cans? What are those? Somebody let me know what these are. Oh, they are. I think they're just trash cans. They're lifted up to keep them from causing problems and dirt, grossness in camp. So you got some weapons there. You got this cool bazooka thing. And then these are my favorite. I remember these as a kid, these little tents. Now the pup tents or whatever I remember as a kid didn't have an end cap. They were just open. So you could have your little army men, you know, sleeping in there and stuff like that. I thought that was just adorable. Freaking adorable. Let's take a look at some of the army women, which I thought were fantastic. Really, really cool. They have them in different colors. Again, roughly, I think 132. Where does it say? 132 scale. So, you know, the scales are not exact. This is really cool. They put some facts on the back and stuff like that. Of course, women do serve in the military. These outfits might not be exactly, you know, accurate to the time, whatever, but I think they're great. I mean, I get a ton of these. These are really cool. I mean, the molds are really nice. You could paint these. I think that the plastic is not going to be the most friendly to painting, but I don't want to paint them. I don't want to paint them. I want to leave them how they are. Look, now this one has like a... Is there something to be held there? Ah! Maybe this is it. Unless either she's helping carrying the... This is a nice little gurney, whatever you call it. Perhaps she's holding or helping. Where did she go? Oh, here we go. Check this out. So you've got something like that. Let's find the other one. Look at this. Even a military. Oh, I see. Look. A leash. So I don't know how that goes. Let's see. And maybe that goes there. That's really neat. I don't remember anything like this. Now this is a newer line. Look at that. You even have a, let me show you here. Let me scoot her up. Okay, so here's the gurney. Right? Look at this. That is a fantastic mold. Look at that. See if I can get it to focus on it. Whoa. Is she gonna focus? Come on. Look at that. So she's like injured. Okay, so where is the other... I'm gonna cut this video a little short too. I'm not gonna make it forever. I'm gonna go over some more of them. Where is the other carrier person? Here we go. So you put two there, and put her on there. Look at that. That's fantastic. What a great little scene. Wow, that you could put that just on your shelf like that. That's fantastic. The dog has a handler. I just showed you the handler earlier with her. Oh, but you've got random stuff here. So you could use these in a lot of different ways, but I thought you all might like to take a look at that. I will open some of these and do some more in-depth reviews later. I thought you'd like to take a look at my haul. Maybe I'll do some videos and see if those float and stuff like that. Set all these up and put them in a nice scene. You know, I thought this is really, really cool. Again, these were all dirt cheap. This one was a little more expensive, closer to 30, I think, but it came with a bunch of dudes. Really, really cool. And again, you can see this is a 124 figure compared to that. So there is some fluctuation there, but these are smaller than 132. So really, really cool. I'm so happy about these. And just thought you all might like to take a look at those. Go play with some Army Men. Go purchase from. I'll put some links in the description if you want to check them out. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.